evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 7:12 p.m. Welcome to tonight's Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of Monday, January 5th, 2026. Members of the Planning and Zoning Commission and public may participate in the public hearing. All participants will be able to speak when called upon. At this time, I would like to explain the procedures to be followed during the meeting. The Commission has both a consent agenda and an agenda for consideration of individual items. Items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine and non-contested. Item number 1 on our agenda is citizen comments. This provides the opportunity for members of the public to address the Commission on items that are listed on the consent agenda. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes, and the Secretary will let you know when 1 minute is left. For all plats and plans conditionally approved or disapproved by the Commission, the applicant has provided a written statement of the conditions for the conditional approval or the reasons for disapproval. These conditions or reasons are not arbitrary. They are directly related to the requirements of Local Government Code, Chapter 212, and include citations to the law that is the basis for the conditional approval or disapproval. For individual consideration items, I will call the applicant or his or her representative to present the case. The applicant will have up to 5 minutes to present the case, which includes all persons representing the application. Then those wishing to speak in favor and those wishing to speak in opposition will have up to 5 minutes each to present his or her comments. The applicant will have 5 minutes to answer questions and provide rebuttal if there is opposition. Prior to speaking, please give your name and city of residence. Remember to speak directly into the microphone, as this hearing is recorded for the public record. Any handouts you wish to provide should be given to staff, typically Kenneth Bloom on our right. Applicants are not required to stay for the entire duration of the meeting and may leave once their item has been heard. The next meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission will be Monday, February 2nd, 2026. The next agenda item is citizen comments on items listed on the consent agenda. April, has anyone signed up to speak on any item on the consent agenda?
No one signed up. Please proceed.
Thank you. The next items are the consent agenda. Secretary Myrick is unavailable this evening, so I've asked Vice Chair Mr. Lightfoot if you would please read the consent agenda into the record.
I'd like to approval of the Planning and Zoning Commission minutes on Monday, December 1st, 2025. Approval of 2025-415 PL Garcia Edition replatting a partial lot into a single lot for single-family development located at 3102 Dupree Street. I'd like to approve on the approval 2025-464-BL Granddaddy's Garden Edition revised plat replatting 2 lots into a single lot for a single-family residential development located at 633 West Airway Circle. And for disapproval?
No.
Okay.
No, I'll accept a motion for the consent agenda approval
So moved.
items. Thank you.
Second.
All in favor? Please vote. Motion carries.
And for disapproval, 2025-49 PL Zorto Edition preliminary final plat, platting a single lot for commercial development located at 617 North Main Street.
Accept a motion.
So moved for the reasons set forth in the staff agenda.
Please vote. Motion carries 8-0. We'll move on to our individual items. In this, on the agenda, item number 6, zoning case 2025-266 ZC. Is the applicant present? Please come down. Would you like to speak? If you want to come down, just to the front, and then if we have questions for you, you're available.
Can you please turn the microphone on?
Here? Okay. Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm Hani Jasser, the applicant.
And you're in Irving?
Is there any questions for me?
Is your city of residence Irving?
I'm the owner representative. I'm sorry, I have trouble hearing. I'm very sorry.
What is your city of residence, just for the record?
Oh, my city of residence? Wiley, Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Yasser.
You're welcome. Thank you. Hello, team.
The case was discussed at the work session. Is there anything you'd like to add further?
Well, as far as this development, the owner, and I'm representing him, he would like to establish and start the construction of a mechanic shop. Mainly is not for overnight stay mechanic shop. It's like a quick service for oil and brakes and some of his specialty on inspection and manufacturer of a specific car that they are their specialty in mechanics. Here the building pad along with the required parking spaces for the customers. As Mr. Kenneth mentioned in the workshop, that it would be just for customers, nothing staying overnight. He's not intending to do a car sale on that business. That's going to be a 3-bay and a storefront. We'll try to make it nice and clean with all the consideration of utilities in mind. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak in favor of this item? Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this item? I will now close the item to the floor and return it to commission for discussion or a motion.
I got one question. Do y'all own the property behind it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's the same owner that owns the whole section?
Absolutely, yes. The two adjoining lots, this lot's in the lot at the north of it, and the third lot, which is of the subdivision itself, it becomes like an L. That big square at the back is not platted yet. It's with so many owners, and I'm not sure what they're going to do in the future with that one. They have another tower communication. It's on the other side on, let's say that shared access going east. So at the south of this shared lane, yes, which is CC, thank you, 455-9. That's it, is a tower communication in that area, along with some concrete for maintenance access. Yes, sir, Rick.
I had a similar question.
Yes.
Just with the common ownership and management, is the intention that this is somewhat integrated with how the site is currently operated with the business in the back, or is it intended to be operated as a separate business?
Separate?
Or like its own, I guess I had some concerns about the amount of parking and how it integrates with the shared driveway. And so, but is the intention that it's supplementing what's currently operating at that business? Or is it kind of, will it be operated as like a separate business where it would, we would really need to take into consideration needing its, that it's not relying on the shared management behind it? I just was hoping you could speak to that.
Yes, I totally understand. And I understand that the owner intentions is to operate them separately, which is this is the planning and development, make sure that the parking spaces is enough for this type of business, regardless what is our neighbors has of a parking spaces. This is going to be a separate entity operating in their own. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
About how many employees do you estimate that are going to be working on that location?
Every business depends on how busy it is. It's for Mr. Edgar, it's a family business. He has his daughter, a mechanic. His son is a mechanic, and he himself a master mechanic. That's what they do on their current shop. For operating this type of business, they will probably be supervising if for oil change, for these quick, simple tasks that they are intending to open on that place, that they will probably need at least 4 or 5 people to operate.
So they are going to be leasing out this property to someone who will be operating it, and they are going to have at least 5 employees.
I would say so if it's the busiest. Well, if the 3 bays are busy for oil change, every bay need 1 person on a full capacity, and 1 person to take care of the storefront. So I would assume this total 4 on a full capacity. That's a good question.
So then you believe there's enough parking for your customers, for the customers and the employees within the parking spots that you have available?
Well, that's absolutely a good question. You caught me off guard here. Okay. I didn't think about that one. I should have studied about it. Okay. Sorry. Okay. We can review and look at the employees' parking space on ordinance versus customers. If the ordinance split these 2 categories, which is I can review with Mr. Gerald, if you allow me, and get back to you on that one.
Sort of on that, my understanding was this did not involve any variances on parking, so that they're meeting the requirements under the ordinance for parking for this kind of use. Did I misunderstand that? So what they're proposing, while it's a reduction in what was the old site plan, it still meets the minimum requirements under our ordinance for parking. So we're not being asked to do a variance as to any parking requirements. We're just we would be recommending or not recommending a change in the site plan, but it would still comply with the parking requirements in our ordinance. I mean, maybe that's not enough. I don't know, but.
Oh, thank you. This is a great question. And
that's something they want to consider, but I just wanted to make sure that I was understanding the case correctly.
Absolutely. And if you allow me to build on that, Mr. Gerald, now these are 2 businesses with 1 owner. Between these 2 properties, we have a setback and we have easements. There is a utility easement which is 10 foot, plus the setback which is give us 16. we grading this area in a way to be sufficient for, environmental safety. If we can utilize this area for these parking, that would be something great to consider for this business.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Yasser, you said there were, if I remember from the work session, there's 3 bays. 3 work bays in the building for where these
Yes.
services will take place.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
presumably, if it's a quick oil change, the car owner, automobile owner is there present, waiting in your waiting room while their car is in the shop. So any of these other available spaces would be for employees and the odd. So
Right.
I don't particularly see a
Well,
problem with
if
parking.
you allow me to get this brainstorm with you, which is I really appreciate. Thank you so much for your time. I know you guys been here for a long time. Thank you for having time for me to speak. But if I'm allowed to voice my idea is to have a loop like in and out for a car to come in and out without going in reverse. Which would be easier, probably for a storage. But there is a green area. There is a green area on the setback within the utilities. I'm not sure how we can work with it, with the best scenario that you can guys think of.
If you want to create a loop of that sort, a one-way loop, then I would suggest you postpone this case because the way it's been presented
Yes.
is the way it would be approved. So any change to how you're configuring parking or traffic flow would need to be reviewed again by staff.
I totally understand. Thank you. And I think this is a very wise advice. And I'll go with you with that. I respect the city ordinance and the requirements and move forward with this proposal, if you don't mind.
A proposal to postpone.
No, no.
forward with this
I will stay
proposal.
with the
Okay.
ordinance. No,
Okay, thank
no
you.
outside of the box thinking. I'm very sorry.
Oh, no, that's all right.
Thank you. Thank
We're here for the clarification, so no problem.
Thank you, thank
Any
you.
further questions? All right, then I'll ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve zoning case 2025-266ZC to City Council for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, please vote. So please vote. And the motion, the case passes by a vote of 8-0. And Mr. Yasser, this will go to City Council on January 29th. So we would encourage you to come back then and present the case during the public hearing to City Council in case they have any questions for you.
Sounds
so
good.
much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And have a good night and Happy New Year. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to zoning case 2025-355-ZC. Is the applicant present? Please come forward and give your name and city of residence.
Good evening. My name is Ibrahim Badaru. I am a resident of Mansfield, Texas.
Thank you. Your case was discussed in the work session. Were you present for that?
No, I was not here.
Would you like to present your case? We did hear it during work session, so you're not obligated to present it if you...
The proposed site that we are working on is a current residential building that was demolished in 2024 or early 25, and we are trying to expand the current parking spaces to serve the adjacent mosque, just like church, on the opposite, on the same street, just the adjacent of it. And that's what we are trying to accomplish with this site.
Okay, is there anyone else who would like to speak in favor of this item? Anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this item? Since there are no speakers, I will now close the item to the floor and return it to the commission for discussion or questions. Seeing none, at this time I will ask for a motion.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for zoning case 2025-355-ZC be forwarded to the City Council with a recommendation for approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. And the motion passes. As I said earlier, this case will be presented to the City Council on January 14th, and they will have the final vote for you. So I would encourage you to be present at that meeting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to zoning case 2025-365-ZC at 3801 Pleasant Run Road. This case was postponed from November 3rd, 2025 hearing, and the applicant is requesting the case be postponed to the February 2nd, 2026 Planning and Zoning meeting.
Go ahead and call if there's any opposition and support.
Okay. Is the applicant present this evening? Okay, no. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this item? Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this item? Okay, we'll now close the item to the floor, return it to the commission for discussion or a motion.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion for zoning case 2025-365-ZC be postponed to the February 2nd, 26 meeting.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Please vote. Motion passes 8-0. Moving on to item 2025-425-ZC at 818 South Irving Heights Drive. Is the applicant present? Thank you. Would you like to come down and offer your name and city of residence?
My name is William Valladares, and I live in Irving, Texas.
Were you present during the work session that we had earlier?
I made it at 6, I think right 20, 30 minutes right afterwards, and I think you guys went real quick through the first items. I missed it by a hair.
Would you like to present your case so that we hear from you?
I don't have much of a case. There was a house there before, and I'm just trying to develop another house so I can move in and live on it. That's all I'm proposing to it. There's just a confusion that I had regarding the previous zoning. I think it was zoned multifamily, and I'm not allowed to redo or remake another home, even though there was a home there before. So I'm going through this process, and hopefully I'm able to build a home so I can go in there and move in.
It's certainly an administrative process.
And I understand it's, I guess it was done before, the zoning was done before my time, and now I'm here facing a committee of you to decide whether I'm able to build another home there. But hopefully, it's good to go.
Well, let's see if we have any other folks who would like to speak in favor of this item. Okay, seeing none, is there anyone who'd like to speak in opposition to this item? Seeing none, then I will now close the item to the floor and return it to the commission for discussion. Or a motion.
Thank you, sir, for coming. I'd like to make a motion to recommend on zoning case 2025-425-ZC to recommend approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. And the motion carries 8-0. It passes, so it will be forwarded to the City Council, their January 14th meeting. They'll have the final vote with our recommendation for approval, 8-0.
Well,
So we look forward, I would encourage you to attend that meeting in case council has any questions for you.
thank you very much, and hopefully I can build a beautiful home.
We look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Zoning case 2025-434-ZZ at 1330 West Pioneer Drive. Is the applicant present? Would you like to come forward and give your name and city of residence, please?
Hi, my name is Don King. I live in Irving. I've been living in Irving since probably the early 60s. My father originally created this restaurant here in town, which is now officially the oldest Italian and/or restaurant in town, Angelo's Spaghetti and Pizza. My operating manager back here, Cliff McElroy, has decided that it might be a good idea for us to sell liquor at the location to give people the same options that they get in North Irving, and because we've always tried to take good care of our customers, and that's part of the reason for the change. We are looking to have better options for our customers. I, being the landowner, am giving a variance for this parking, which was the only consideration I believe was the problem in that particular deal, because I own the building behind Angelo's also, which is affordable self-storage. So in that particular instance, he'll have more than enough parking to take care of the things that he needs to.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Anyone else who would like to speak in favor of this item? Anyone who'd like to speak in opposition of this item? Since there's no speakers in opposition, I will now close the item to the floor and return it to the commission for discussion or a motion.
If there's no further discussion, I'd like to move zoning case 2025-434-ZC to City Council for approval on the January 14th council meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Well, thanks, Mr. King. I think everybody's looking forward to having
We look
a
forward
cocktail
to having you
at
down here. It's close by.
Angelo's.
Thank you.
Delicious food. If you have never been, please go. You're welcome. And just before you go, don't forget that this will be forwarded to City Council for the January 14th meeting for final vote. Okay. Thank you, sir. Zoning case 2025-437-ZC at 3723 Conflans Road. Is the applicant present? Would you like to come down and present? Mo Masad? Masood?
Good evening, guys. My name is Joe Fawaz. I am the Vice President of Corporate Strategies for the ambulance company, and I'm representing today, and I'm residing in Spring, Texas. I do not have or add anything else other than any questions that you guys have. I'll be more than happy to try to answer them.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Is there anyone else present who would like to speak in favor of this item? Anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this item? Joe, if you'll just hold in case we have a question for you up here.
Yes, ma'am.
I will now close the item to the floor and return it to the commission for discussion or a motion.
If there's no further discussion, I'd like to move zoning case 2025-437-ZC to City Council for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Well, congratulations. Appreciate you driving from Spring, Texas.
Yes,
Safe
ma'am.
journeys home, and we'll
Thank
see you on the 29th
Yes,
of
ma'am.
January for the City Council meeting.
Thank you guys for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Moving on to case 2025-442-ZC at 2701 East Weiler Road. And there is a companion case that goes with this, 2025-443-CUP. Is the applicant present? We know you.
Yes. Tommy Mann, 500 Winstead Building, representing the applicant. We were present for the briefing. We are in agreement with staff's request to postpone for a month to make sure they understand our engineering system options. We also took note of your questions, and we'll be sure that we are prepared to address those next month, but I'll spare you more from me unless you have questions. Thanks.
Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this item? Anyone who would like to speak in opposition to the item? Okay, since there's no further discussion, I'll close the item to the floor and return it to the commission for a motion or further discussion.
I have one question, sir. You're okay with postponing both, correct, until the next meeting?
Yes, we're only doing one for the other.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion on zoning case 2025-442ZC and its companion case 2025-443 CUP to postpone these matters to February 2nd.
Commissioner Denny, could we do two separate motions, please?
That would be fine. So let's strike the CUP and we'll do it for the first zoning case.
Second.
I don't think I need to.
Thank you. We have a motion, a second. Please vote. It passes for postponement 8-0, in which case we will hear from you on February 2nd
Conditional use permit now.
on this item. Yeah,
Same motion.
yeah. So on the zoning case, we'll see you on February 2nd. And now we'll take actually, I need to go through the, yeah. So on zoning case, CUP 2025-443-CUP, this is the companion piece. We've heard what you said on the first case. Is there anyone who'd like to speak in favor of this item? Anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this item? I'm going to now close the item to the floor and return it to the commission for discussion or a motion.
I'd like to make a motion on zoning case 2025-443-CUP to postpone to February 2nd.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. Can we tell who?
Somebody blinking?
Is anybody blinking?
He's got it.
Okay, great. Motion passes for postponement, and Tommy, we'll see you on February 2nd at P&Z. Thank you, sir. We have zoning case 2025-446-ZC at 505 Thompson Street. Is the applicant present? Is this the one that has somebody speaking for translation? Okay.
Sorry. Okay. My name is Fritzy Ramirez, and his is Dario Ramirez, and we live
Could
in
you speak
Irving.
just a little closer into the microphone?
And we live in Irving. Is that okay?
No.
No?
Maybe just speak up a little bit. I just want to make sure it's being recorded, so we need to be sure that they hear your name.
Okay, my name is Fritzy Ramirez, and his is Dario Ramirez, and we live in Irving.
Thank you, that was great. Did you hear your case and work session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything in addition you'd like to?
No, Haley
Clarify
explained it really good.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this item? Anyone who would like to speak in opposition to the item? I will now close the item to the floor, return it to the commission for discussion or a motion.
If there's no further discussion amongst the commission, I'd like to move zoning case 2025-446-ZC to city council for denial.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. So motion to deny. And the motion passes. What this means, Ms. Ramirez, is that the case will go to City Council to be heard on January 29th with a recommendation for Planning and Zoning to deny the accessory dwelling unit. We're not the final step. You go to City Council and they will make a final vote for you.
Okay, I had a question. Does that mean that it will have to be removed? Or what does that mean?
It would have to be made legal. So what we see people sometimes do is convert it to maybe a storage building. They'll take out the shower and, things inside the building that make it a dwelling and convert it just to be a storage building.
Okay.
You still have a setback issue, so we would have a series of things we'd have to work through to make it even a legal building as an accessory building.
Okay.
So it wouldn't have to be taken down immediately, but we would still have to make it legal somehow.
Okay. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
And staff is available to you during business hours if you have questions about this beforehand, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. That takes us to the end of our cases. We now have the ordinance amendment 2025-454-UDC for cemetery standards.
Carports first.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. Let me back up. Ordinance amendment 2025-453-UDC carport regulations. Staff presented the proposal during the work session. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this item? Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this item? I will now close the item to the floor, return it to the commission for discussion or a motion.
Now we have the two different proposals before us, the original one and the one with the disability provision added in. One of the aspects of the ordinance is that it gives only one way of getting these sorts of approvals through this process. If it's still allowed for exceptional cases to come through P&Z or go to council or something like that, I'd say maybe the disability provision didn't need to be in there, because then we could have dealt with it through a different process. But because these have to go through this one process, I think it would be best to include the provision for the disability in order to have the ability for the carports to be approved in that case.
I agree with Commissioner Skinner that we should pass the planning and zoning request to include disabilities and for people to be able to present their hardships as needed to be able to get in and out of their homes and access their cars.
Well, and if I could just add to the comments, if I had one concern about this, it is the removal of some discretion for ultimately City Council to approve or not approve these requests. But I think most of us have seen these cases for at least a year or two, if not more, and I think these factors generally align with the cases we've seen that appear to be appropriate for various neighborhoods. And so for that reason, I can support it and would recommend the provision with the disability consideration.
So if there's no further discussion amongst the commissioners, I'd like to move ordinance amendment 2025-453-UDC carport regulations with the planning and zoning request for disabilities included to City Council for the January 29th, 26 meeting for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. The motion passes 7-1.
Madam Chair, I just want to clarify that the council meeting is actually January 14th, not January 29th. There was a typo on the agenda, so both of these items, I know, I see it, Ricky. Both of these items are actually going to the January 14th city council meetings.
Thank you for the clarification. As I said, motion passes 7-1. Moving to our final agenda item, ordinance amendment 2025-454-UDC, the cemetery standards. Staff presented this proposal at the work session. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this item? Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this item? I will now close the item on the floor, return it to the commission for discussion or a motion.
Is this a January 14th also?
Yes.
Okay.
And just to clarify, they were advertised and everything was done for the 14th. It was just a typo on the agenda.
Any discussion or a motion?
If there's no further discussion, I'd like to make a motion on ordinance amendment 2025-454-UDC cemetery standards be moved to city council as written for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please vote. And the motion passes 8-0, and the meeting is adjourned at 7:54 p.m. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.